Yes, let's start the session, guys. So in the last class, we are discussing about the while loops. So what is meant by loops means nothing but repetition, which will repeat, right? So repeat the things where the loops repeats the same block of code for multiple times. So within the while loop, what is the within that while loop means while condition. What is meant by while loop means while loop in Python is used to iterate the over the block of code, the given code, as long as the condition is true. Till the condition is true, it will repeat the same code, whatever the block of code you have written, some while block. So you have written while, and this is comes under while block. This while block will be repeated till the condition is true. Till how many times the condition is true, it is going to repeat. If infinite times it is true, means infinite times it will repeat, right? So that is called as infinite loop. Now in the last class, we have seen with certain examples of this while loop, right? And next, infinite loop. What is infinite loop means? For example, I have written like this: while x is less than or equal to 2. Okay, print x, print x. Now, whatever the x is there, I'm taking initialization of x is equal to 1. Now, what happens? 1 is less than or equal to 2, true. So 1 will be printed. Now, from here, again, it will come back to here. Again, now what is the latest value of x? Again, 1 only. 1 is less than 2. Again, it will continue. It will continue till it is infinite 9 times it will continue. So the same loop, whatever the loop inside this, instead of x, if you write something like ds will be printed. This block will be executed for infinite number of times, because here x is not getting incremented or decremented. So in the loops, while loop, 100% we have to either increment or decrement the value, this value, whatever the value you are considering here. Otherwise, if you don't do increment or decrement here in this case, for example, it is 1 time or 2 times. For example, I have taken here list L is equal to some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 1 in L, for 1 in L. 1 in L means, what is the meaning of 1 in L? 1, whether it is available in the given L or not, it is checking whether it is available or not. Yes, it is available. Membership operator. The output is true. So the output is true and it is entering into the block. Now print ds. What is the while block? It is going to execute means print ds. Again, it will come back here. Again, 1 in L. It is checking the same condition. 1 in L only, 1 in L only, again and again, it is checking the same condition. So the condition is infinite times true. So it is called as infinite loop. So simply, you can write like this, where true. True means automatically it will not even check the condition also. It will not even check the condition also. Just while true means automatically whatever the condition, it is true. Directly you are saying the answer itself directly true. So now while true is considered as the infinite loop. Inside this, whatever you write, it will repeat for number of times, infinite number of times. So while true is called as infinite loop. So this condition, for example, if you write like this, or if you take x is equal to 0 while x is less than or equal to 2, and inside that, if you don't give x increment or decrement, then also it is true only, while it is also infinite loop only. If you write L is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and while 1 in L, if you write like this also, this is also infinite loop only. Everything is same, because at the end, it is going to check whether the condition is true or not only, it will check. While will check condition is true or not. Here, how many times it is true, that many times the while block will be executed. Infinite number of times true means infinite number of times the block will be executed, right? So here, these are called as infinite loops. Now, loops, how we can stop in between? Okay, generally, while loop, when it is going to stop? While loop, by default, when it is going to stop? Once the condition is failed. So once the condition is false, once condition is false, the while loop terminates. Automatically, it will be terminated. Okay, the while loop will be terminated. If the condition is false, while loop will be automatically terminated. While loop will be terminated. Okay, so you no need to terminate that one separately. Automatically, it will only terminate. So once the condition is false, the while loop will be terminated. While loop is terminated means it is not going to execute the while block. Whenever the condition is failed, the loop will stop, and down of the loop, whatever the next line of code is there, that will be continued. Program is not stopped. Loop is stopped. For example, you are having like this 20 lines of code is there. Out of this part is while block. So once the condition is failed means this block will be ignored and remaining part will be continued. That part will be stopped and remaining part will be continued. Not the entire program will be stopped. Right? Now, so when we are going to use this, next one is, so automatically the condition, once the condition is failed means while loop will stop. Now I want to stop in between. Okay, I want to stop. If you want to stop, if you want, to stop loop in between, then we have to use break statement. There is a break in Python. The break will terminate the loop in between only. So here, let us take an example for the break. So here the break, whenever you want to write the break, it has to work on the condition, some condition. So here, see, what it is going to do is, okay, now x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0. While 0 is less than or equal to 6. X is equal to 0 and 0 is less than or equal to 6. 0 is less than or equal to 6. Condition is true, means execute the while block. Now this part is called as while block. Break is called as if block. Break is not called as while block. Break is if block of code. So break will be executed only when if condition satisfies. Till that the break will be, the if condition will be ignored. Right? Already if and else we have completed. What is the meaning of if miss? If the condition is true, it has to be executed. If the condition is false, it has to ignore that line only, that block only. If block has to be ignored. Right? So here the same thing. 0 is less than or equal to 6. Condition is true. So condition is true means next line, print x. Print x means what is x value? 0. 0 will be printed. And 0 is equal to 5. It is checking 0 is equal to 5. No. So this part will be ignored. If part will be ignored. Now what about the round part? X is equal to x plus 1. Now what is the latest value of 1? X means it is 1. Now once this is completed, now 1 is less than or equal to 6. Again the condition is true. Now print x. Print x means print 1. 1 is equal to 5. No. Again the if block will fail. If block is ignored. Now x is equal to 1 plus 1, which is 2. Now 2 is less than or equal to 6. Print 2. 2 will be printed. Now x is equal to 2 plus 1, which is equal to 3. Next, 3 is less than or equal to 6. Print 3. 3 will be printed. After that, 3 is equal to 5. No. Again, if block is ignored. Now x is equal to 3 plus 1, which is 4. Now 4 is less than or equal to 6. Again, condition is true. Again, it will print the value of 4. 4 is equal to 5. No, condition is false. So it will ignore the if block. Inside the if block, whatever it is there. Whether inside the if block print ds is there, print SRK is there, print your name is there, whatever it is. First ignore the if block. Ignore the if block. Next, x is equal to 4 plus 1, which is 5. Now 5 is less than or equal to 6. Print x. So print 5. Next, now it is going to check 5 is equal to 5. This is true. Since it is true, now it is going to break. Break means immediately stop whatever you are doing, the while block. Come out of the while block. Don't see that down. In the down, sir, in the down x is equal to x plus 1. It will be executed. No, it will stop immediately. The moment the break executed, stop the while block. Wherever the whatever the scenario, whatever the situation it is, immediately stop the block and come out of the block. That is the meaning of that. The moment the break got executed, immediately break the loop, stop the loop and come out of the loop. The meaning is, right? Once the break was executed, it is going to stop the loop in whatever the scenario. And down here, sir, 20 lines of code is there, sir. Ignore. Completely it will ignore. The moment the break got executed, immediately it will stop the loop and it will come out of that and it will continue. So see here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 5 only. 6 is not getting printed because x is equal to x plus 1 means 6. 6 again less than or equal to 6. Also it has to do actually. If you don't write this word, if there is nothing like this, then automatically you are going to get between 0 to 6. Actually the answer is 0 to 6. But I'm stopping in between. Once my condition was satisfied, I'm stopping that one. Right here, if you stop at 3 only, 3, once your requirement of 3 is completed, it is going to stop as per whatever the number you are writing, whatever the condition you are writing. Right? If you want to stop in between only, the break we are going to use. Right? Otherwise, we are not going to use the break. Right? Now, next, so where we are going to use in the real life, in the break where we are going to use. Now, for example, ask the user to enter the numbers. Okay, ask the user to enter the numbers and submit. Ask the users to enter the number one after one. This is the program. Ask the user to enter the numbers. Whatever the numbers, the user will enter. First, sir, how many numbers you want to enter? You can't ask even that one also. I may enter 2 numbers, I may enter 10 numbers. But whatever the number I'm entering, you have to do the sum. This is the program. Right? Now, sum is, everyone knows. We are going to do sum is equal to sum plus I And first we are going to initialize with the sum is equal to 0. These are the two things common. Whenever the sum word comes into mind, this is the common thing. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Okay. And sum initialization we have to do with 0 because 0 is not going to affect the first number. The sum is not going to be affected. This is the common. Whenever the sum is there, first thing you have to get in the mind is sum is equal to sum plus I, where initialization you have to do with 0. Right? Now, the here sum is equal to sum plus I. Done. Now, the user is going to enter the values. How many times he is going to enter the values? We also don't know. How many times he enters the value? We don't know. When what the values he is going to enter also we don't know. Nothing we know. Now he has to enter some values. Like in the calculator, you have entered 16 plus, 14 plus, 20 plus, 19 plus, 11 plus. You are entering. Now, wherever you are stopping, the calculator is showing the sum, right? Every time it is showing the sum. Only after once you enter the sum only it is showing the sum, or it is asking whether how many numbers you want to enter. It is not asking anything. The moment you enter the sum, the moment you enter the value, it is doing the sum. Similarly, here also the same. So in the Python, what I'm going to do, whatever the numbers you want to enter all the numbers. Once your numbers are entered, please enter the hash. Once you click on the hash, so that I'll understand it is completed. Okay. Once you enter the hash or special character, some special character, enter your values. And once everything is completed, enter hash. I will say to the user, enter your values. What are the values you want to enter? Enter. Once everything is completed, please enter the hash. Once you have entered the hash, I will understand that your entry is completed. Now, see here, while true. What is meant by while true? Infinite loop. Infinite number of times it is getting executed. Infinite number of times it is getting executed. Now, inside that, first it is going to ask int of input of. It will ask like this. Input of. Input of means now whatever the value I'm going to enter, I'm going to enter the value as 5. I'm going to enter the value as 5. Now, whatever the 5 is there, the 5, A is equal to string of 5. It is in the string format. Okay. Now, whatever the string format is there, A is equal to string of 5. Now, this string of 5 directly, if I want to add means I have to convert to int. Right? Let us take like this. Input of. Okay. Input of. So, directly you can take int only, right? Int of input of. So, A value is equal to this one, or A or nothing but I. You are interested in I means take I. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Now, once the user has entered the hash, hash also will be converted to int. Then it is going to throw the error. After entry of all the numbers, I ask it to enter the hash, right? Now, when they have entered the hash, it will throw the error. Now, how then I can redefine this one? So, I will keep asterisk like this. This one I will convert to int of I. Okay. This I'm going to convert to int of I. Sir, okay, sir. First he is going to enter first value. Some value has entered. You are going to store in the I. And that one you are going to convert to int and you are going to do the sum. Sum you are going to initialize with 0. And continue with respect to like this multiple times you are going. Whenever the user has entered e hash, then at the time also it is going to be a problem, right? At the time also sum is sum plus int of hash means again it is going to throw the same kind of value error. Now then what you are going to do? Now what I'm doing is here, if I is equal to hash, if this is equal to hash means then it has to break. If it is not equal to hash only, else only it has to do that sum is equal to sum plus int of I. If it is hash means break, immediately break the loop. If it is not hash means execute. So the same program, what I'm going to do is first sum is equal to 0. I'm going to initialize while true. I'll write while true. While true because how many times he is going to enter, I also don't know. Right? So while true, I is equal to input of. The user is going to enter. It is how many times it is input of how many times the rectangular box will be printed? Infinite number of times it will be printed. Infinite number of times it is going to ask one by one. The moment the I value is equal to hash, if it is equal to hash, I'm asking to break. If it is not equal to hash, do the sum is equal to sum plus I. You can write in the else part, you can no need to write in the else part also. If this is not true, automatically it will come down only, right? If this condition is failed means it will come down only. So now what happens now for this program? What happens? First step number 1, if I execute it, first sum is equal to 0. It is going to create an object sum 0. Now, once I have true means inside this input of, it will ask it will show the rectangular box. Enter the number 14. I have entered 14. Now 14 is equal to hash? No. So now sum is equal to sum plus I. Now what is the sum value? 0 plus I value. What is I value? 14. So this should be int of I should be there because otherwise string of 14 will be error. So int of I. Now what is the sum? Sum is equal to 0 plus 14. So sum is 14. Now from here, where it will go? Again, back to here. Now again, one more rectangular box. Now I'm entering 16. Is 16 is equal to hash? No. Now sum is equal to, already sum is 14 is there. 14 plus int of 5. Int of 5 is 16. 14 plus 16. Now the sum is 30. Now again, it will come back here. Again, it will ask the rectangular box. Now I'm entering 10. Now 10 is equal to hash? No. Sum is equal to 30 plus 10, which is 40. Now again, it will go back to here. Again, it will show the one more rectangular box. It is asking multiple times. How many times the user want to enter? It will ask like this. Now I'm entering hash. Hash means break, stop. And finally, I'm printing last, what is the stored of sum value? What is the last stored sum value? 40. This is the program. Okay, for this program, how I have written the code means, first the thing is sum, they asked the sum. So sum is equal to 0, I have started, and sum is equal to sum plus I. This is the first step I have got in my mind. Whenever the sum word, whenever the programs, I see the sum, I will write first this one in my mind. Okay, and asking the user multiple times to enter the value. Multiple times means we don't know n number of times. Whenever we don't know, if they ask the user to enter 6 times means I will write clearly x is less than or equal to 6. Starting with x is equal to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 completed. If the 6 times fixed 6, ask the user to enter the 6 values and do the sum is simply I will write like this. X is less than or equal to 6. Start with 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total 6 times the loop will be executed. If number of iterations I know before itself, I will write that number. If I don't know number of iterations before itself, then what I have to do? The only option I'm having is while true. This is the only option. This I will get in the second step in my mind. Now ask the user to enter one time or multiple times. Multiple times. So input should be inside, not outside. If it is outside means one time it will execute. Inside the loop means multiple times it will execute. The same thing will be executed multiple times. And I'm going to write like this. This value, it has to be converted to int. If I write here int, hash will have the problem. First I will write int only. I will write int only and I will execute the code. I will get the value error. Oh, value error. Why I am getting value error? Because hash is taking here. The problem is. Then I will rectify my code. Directly, I'm not going to write the original code from the starting to ending. If you write blindly from the starting to ending, then it is called as by hearting. That program you already know. When you coming with a new program, unknown program, then where you are going to start, from where you are going to do, right? So whenever you see the program, whatever the question, what you want to get into the mind means not the sequential order of steps. You may get sequential order, you may not get. First, I told you, right? I'll write like this only. Sum is equal to 0 and sum is equal to sum plus I. First, I told you, right? First, I will get in my mind this one only. Okay. Now, after this, then only I will get, ask the user to enter multiple, I is equal to, enter the value. I is equal to input of. Okay. Now, I is equal to input of. Now, now I will execute this one. So, 5. 5 means it is getting executed. Sum is equal to sum plus 5. It is getting the error. Error means why it is getting error? Because input I have entered 5 is string 5 and the sum is 0. 0 plus string 5, it is going to throw an error. Okay, then let us convert this one to int of. Okay, I'll convert to int of and I will execute once again. 5. Oh, it is working. Super. So multiple times the user has to ask. So while true, I will keep the while true here. Then I'll come to here and I will write while true colon. Automatically, this is indentation I have to give. Okay, now this same thing was repeated multiple times. 5, 4, 3. Okay, coming. Every time coming, but where I have to stop? Where I have to stop? In this code, there is no stop, right? Now I understand that, oh, there is no stop. It is asking multiple times. When somewhere it has to stop. Now somewhere it has to stop means I have to execute the break. I have to write the break. So for break, what I have to write? So for break, one condition I have to write. What condition I have to write? If I is equal to something, hash or star or something, whatever I want to write. Now this same thing, how the user will understand. Whatever I have written, hash I have taken. How the user knows that one. So that one I have to print. Print. Once your values are completed, enter the hash. That I will ask the user to enter. Now the user will know that, okay, after entering the values, I have to enter hash. Because inside my code, hash is there. Okay. Now that I'm going to print. Once your values are completed, please enter the hash. I'll write in the print statement. Now the print statement will show the user, okay, now it is completed. Now here I will come with this one. If it is hash, break. And I will re-execute the code. 5, 4, and a hash. Wherever the hash is there, hash. Now it is going to throw an error. Again, what is error? So once I have entered hash, now hash is not able to convert. Now the hash, whatever the hash is there, I is equal to int of hash. It is going to throw the error of int of hash. This line is getting error. Okay, this line is getting error means let us remove this one. If I remove this one, sum is getting error. If I keep the int here means hash is getting error. If I remove the int here means this one is getting error. So this one I have to convert to int of. Like this, finally I'm going to come to the program. Now 5, 4, once everything is completed, hash. Now hash is there. Okay, program executed. Where is print? Print is not there. So write the print. Print, what print you want? Sum. Every time you want sum, only one time sum. One time sum is right outside. Every time sum is right inside. So now I'm going to write here first 16, 14, that is up to here 30, plus 10, 40, and after this hash. Total sum is 40. In one line only, I have not got the entire program. By seeing the question, how I can write that program at a time? Whatever I get in the mind, first I will write. Based on that, I will execute. Is that clear now? How to write the programs? Don't blindly write from the starting. That is the same code was explained in the class means you will write blindly. But new programs, how you write? In the company, if you are writing the programs means we'll get the errors. This is called as debugging. Debugging means if you get the errors, what type of error and why you are getting that error and rectifying that error. Is that clear? So here we have to do this, enter the values, and once everything is completed, enter the hash. Now in the customer care, once you call to the customer care, please enter your mobile number. After entering your mobile number, please enter the hash, it will say, or credit card number or something. Once the number is completed, enter the hash. In the backend, the while loop with break of hash is there. Okay, so that it will understand that your phone number is completed. Otherwise, if you have entered only 8 letters or 4 letters or you have 10 letters are completed, whether you are entering next number or not, how that one will understand. The IVR, whatever the backend, the code is there, it is wait for till you enter the values. The moment the first number you execute, it will store. The moment the second number, store. Third number, store. So every number is input of. For example, your phone number is, let us take like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is not my phone number, as everyone knows, right? So this can't be a phone number also. Okay. Otherwise, if you want 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now this is the phone number, assume. Now input of, first I'm going to enter the 0. Next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, what is my phone number means? These all are in the strings. How to convert everything into one? String concatenation. String concatenation means string plus, string plus, string plus, string plus. Now what is going to get? String of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Int of. For final one, after doing everything string concatenation, for final one, you do the int. Now your phone number is this one. And this phone number is going to check whatever the mobile number you have registered and this one both are same. According to that, it is going to match. That is the backend code of that customer care. If you have entered the value for 1 for checking the balance, enter the value 2 for doing this one, something it will tell, right? Everything in the backend is if and else. If you have entered 1 miss, it will redirect to that one. If user input is equal to 1, if the user input is equal to 2, if the user input is equal to 3, if the 1 miss, according to that, whatever is inside the 1 block, that will be executed. If the user input is 2 miss, whatever is inside the 2, it will be executed. The multiple times it is asking the user to enter the values while true is there outside. Outside while true is there, inside if and else are there. Once everything is completed, finally hash button you are going to enter, or somewhere it is going to break. It is clear, right? Now, why sum is equal to 0? Can sum is equal to 0 defined under the while loop? Just try. Keep the while loop, the sum also inside the 0. Keep inside the sum only every time 0. Now every time fresh sum is 0 only, right? Every time sum is going to be 0. Starts with 0. The whatever the previous stored value of I sum is there, that will not be stored every time. Every time again the fresh sum is 0. For example, sum first you have taken 10. That sum is 10. Second time 10 plus 20. Sum is 30. Now if this is outside means the 30 will be stored. If it is inside means again the fresh 0. Again the fresh will be counted. Because every time you are assigning the latest value, right? You are not going to store the original value. That is the problem. If you take inside, what happens? You only tell me. You only write once and you can see that, right? Is that clear? So any program, just write with respect to whatever you are getting in the mind. First starting with that. Don't write in the sequential order, right? Next. So here, see, print, enter your values, and once everything is completed, enter the hash. So that the user will understand hash. Why hash you have to enter? Because I have taken in the inside the block condition as hash. You have entered the value as star means here star. If he enters the number, then how the number, for example, if I ask whenever he has entered 500, stop that one. 500 means maybe he wants to add 500 also. Who knows? He wants to add as one of the number 500. Then 500 you can't take as that one, right? So some special character only we can select in this case. Either dollar symbol or with respect to star symbol or something. Why hash I have selected in my case? Because the real-time application in the customer care I have seen with hash. That example I have kept here. Multiple times we'll call to the customer care or whatever it is, right? So there I have observed that they're asking after entering everything hash. So that's the same real-time application. Hash is the best one I have felt and I have kept like that. That is my choice. Is that clear? So once you have entered the values 14, 16, 18, 12. So 30 plus 30 total, once everything is completed, it is going to print the 60. The total is 60. What are the sum? If you want to print clearly the sum of values which you have entered, the sum of values which you have entered, the sum of values which you have entered is, so here if you want to print the sum of the values you have entered, something you want to print clearly, this one also. For example, I'm entering the values 5, 10, 14, 11, something, the values I want to enter like this. Okay, after which hash, thus it is going to print as sum of the values which you have entered is 40. It is saying that whatever the values you have entered till now, it is 40, right? So for example, every time you want to print, every time whatever, until that whatever it was completed, every time you want to print that sum. So 5. So the sum of values what you have entered till now, the sum is 5 and 10. Total is 15. After adding 10, 15. Now again 14. Now after adding 14, now what is the total? 29. After that 11, 40, 10, 50 hash. The overall it is printing up to 50. First value, after entering the first value 5, after entering the second value it is 15, after entering the third value it is 29, after entering the fourth value it is 40, after entering the fifth value. So why it is printing every time? Because it is inside the loop. Loop means repeat the same. Repeat, right? Loop means again repeat. It is repeating. If you keep outside, it will not repeat. Right? That is the difference between both of them. Okay. If it is outside means it will not repeat. If it is inside means it will repeat. Right? Now 14, 10, 11 and hash. Right? Now we are having for the loops also else concept is there. For loops also else is there in the Python. For if we are having else, that is common. In other programming languages also we are having this one. If this is not true means this is. But for loops also we are having the, for loop also we are having the else. Okay. Now what is for loop else means? If break executed, else should not be executed. Else should not be executed. Okay. If break is not executed, else should be executed. Else should be executed. Both are opposite to each other. If break got executed, here the word of executed is there, not word of written is there. If the break is written in the program, is that is different. Here I'm not right. If though the break is written in the program also, if it is not getting executed, there is no use. If that condition is not satisfying, nothing. So here the word of written, I have not written the word of called as written. So I have written the word called as executed. Executed, what is the meaning of executed? If has to be executed. And inside that if, the break word also has to be executed. The moment the break got executed, the means indirectly to say that what is the meaning means if loop got terminated before itself. If the loop terminated between or before itself. If the loop has terminated between itself. Okay. If the loop was terminated between itself without still the end, it is not getting. Okay. Now, then it is called as break. Otherwise, automatically, by default, automatically when it is going to stop, when the condition phase, that is common. That is while loop design. But you are stopping in between. By using the word called as break. Right? Now here, the example of this one is, see here, numbers is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I is equal to 0. As one of the students has asked me to explain the step by step, that is, Here I is equal to 0. 0 is less than or equal to length of the numbers. What is the length of numbers? Numbers means list. First it is going to take list. List of values. For this list of values length, what is length of values? Total 6. So 0 is less than or equal to 6. Print I. What is the inside the I? 0 is there. So the condition you have checked with 0 and you have entered I is equal to 0. If, sorry, I is equal to I plus 1. Now what is the latest value of I? 1. Now 1 is equal to 4. Condition true or no? From here it will come down. No, it will come back to this one. Till this entire loop is completed, it will come down. After the loop only it will come down. Down else is there or down whatever it is there, forget. Once the entire while loop has to be completed. So I, now what is the latest value of I? So for 0, 0 is less than or equal to 6. Print 0. It is printing 0. I is equal to 0 plus 1, which is 1. Now 1 is equal to 4. No. So since no, again come back to this position. Now what is the I value? 1. 1 is less than or equal to 6. Print I. What is the in I? 1 is there. Now next line. What is in the next line? I is equal to I plus 1. That is 1 plus 1, which is 2. Now 2 is equal to 4. No. Again it is not. So come again back from here to here. If it is true means you have to enter inside the if block. Since it is not true, you have to come back to this one. Now 2 is less than or equal to 6. 2 is less than or equal to 6. And now you are printing 2. Whatever the 2 is there, print 2. Because first print is there, so print 2. Next, I is equal to I plus 1. What is the latest value of I? 2. 2 plus 1, which is 3. Now 3 is equal to 4. No, again condition failed. Now, next, 3 is less than or equal to 6. Again, print 3 value. It is printing the 3 value. Now I is equal to 3 plus 1, which is equal to 4. Next, 4 is equal to 4. Yes, condition is true. Condition is true means enter into the if block. Inside the if block, for example, I have written inside the if block called as first print ds. Print Python. Print Python followed by break. So first, since the condition is true, it is executing the if block. Whatever is inside the if block, it is executing. Inside the if block, first Python is there. So it is going to print the Python. Since the condition is true, it is printing the Python. After that, break. What is break? Break means while loop break means the entire loop has to be break. With this, the break has to be completed. Sir, down the break, for example, here I'm having some other code is there. Inside the if block, while block only some other lines of code is there. Okay, something is there. Like this, some codes are there. Now these codes also will not be executed. Earlier, these codes will be executed. Whenever the condition is failed, this block is ignored. This block only ignored. If block is ignored, only if part is ignored and these parts will be executed. Of course, this is a syntax error, but some lines of code is there, right? Is that clear, guys? So now what happened in this example? So it is going to execute the word called as break, right? Now the word was break executed. So it is going to stop. Otherwise, by default, if this word of break is not there, means again it will come back, and every time it will come back until the 6. We get the 6 is less than or equal to 6 also, it will execute. When I is equal to 7 only, it will fail. Till I is equal to 7, it will never fail. It will continue. But now itself it is getting failed. Why it is failing? Because you have written the word called as break. Now what it is going to print? 0, 1, 2, 3 and Python. Whatever is in the rectangular boxes, it is going to print. And along with that, now once this is completed, while block is completed. Now after the while block, now it will come to the down. Else is there. Whether this else is while else or if else, it is going to check like that based on the indentation. Here this indentation says that this else belongs to while means now automatically this else will be considered as it is going to check within the while loop break was executed or not executed. Break was executed? Yes, executed. In between only the loop was terminated. So automatically else also will not be printed. Else also will not be printed. So it is going to do like this. 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, Python. Since the break was executed. Sir, for example, this else is inside, sir. Let us assume else inside. Now write once again the program. Step-by-step program. Now, once again, I is equal to, that is 0 is less than or equal to 6. Again, same. Print I, print 0. Next, I is equal to I plus 1. That is 0 plus 1, which is 1. Now, if 1 is equal to 4, no. If it is no means else. Else is related to if. Related to if means if is failing, automatically else to be printed. What to be printed? No item left. No item left in list. It will be printed. After this, now 1 is equal to less than or equal to 6. Print 1. 1 will be printed. I is equal to 1 plus 1, 2. Now, if 2 is equal to 4, no. If fail. If fail means automatically else should be executed. Because this else is for the if. Whenever the if fails, it will execute. Now also if fails, right? Second time if failed. So second time it will execute. Again, no item left. No item left in the list. Next, 2 is less than or equal to 6. Condition is true. Print I. Print I means print 2. I is equal to 2 plus 1, which is equal to 3. Which is equal to 3. Now, if 3 is equal to 4, condition failed. If condition failed, else part should be executed. In the else part, what is there? No item left. Again, no item left will be printed. Next, 3 is less than or equal to 6. Print 3. I is equal to 3 plus 1, 4. If 4 is equal to 4. Now, condition of if satisfying, else part will be ignored. Now, instead of the if, what is a print Python? Python will be printed. After that, break. Break means stop. Now, what are the prints? 0, no item left. 1, no item left. 2, no item left. 3, Python. These are the things it is going to print. Is that clear? Else, this else, whatever the else is there, this else was considered for the if. So that is the reason every time it is checking within the if and else. If you write this else as the outside, that while else it will be checked, and while else will be executed if the break word is executed or not. Right? Now, sir, in the same example, remove the break. Remove, there is no break. Break word is not there. Now what happens? Now 0 is less than or equal to 6. 0 will be printed. And after that, I is equal to 0 plus 1, which is 1. See, same program I'm writing multiple times. From the starting onwards, I'm writing multiple times, same program. I can even explain you like this. It is going to consider 0, 1, 2, 3, like this also I can explain. But I'm writing step by step for every time. In the after the class, if you also write the step by step multiple times, automatically you'll only get more practice. Do that program. Take the question. Your phone number, whatever your phone number is there, you have to add your phone number, some of the digits of your phone number. Ask the user to enter the phone number. Ask the user to enter the phone number. Question is, ask the user to enter the phone number and find the sum. Find the sum till you get the 1 digit. Till you get 1 digit. Total should be 1 digit. Till you get the total digit as 1 digit. So generally, phone number means everyone knows 10 digits will be there, right? Now inside the 10 digits, if you add 1 by 1, 1 by 1, the total will be minimum start 2 digits only. The total will be 2 digits. Maximum, if you take all the numbers 9 also, 9 tens are 90 is the maximum number. Total cannot be more than 90. That is very clear. Now, if you are having the total as, for example, 58, you have got your total as 58. 5 plus 8, 13. Again 1 plus 3. Till you get the single digit as the total. Your phone number, you know, right? For your phone number, what is the total? Single digit, tell me. If you got 58 as the total, you add it. You have got 13. Again, once again, you add it. For your phone numbers, you do that one and tell me what is your single digit answer. Some answer is there, right? For that, write the program. Whatever you are doing in the brain, do that one in the program. That is the question. Write the program. Write the program for sum of digits of your phone number. Till you get the sum as single digit, 1 digit. Okay. Example. For example, you are asking the user to enter the phone number. Okay. The user is entering like this. 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the user has entered the phone number like this. Okay. For this, you have to do 9 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9. And the total you are going to get as 10, 12, 15, 19, 24, 30, 37, 45, 54. And again 5 plus 4. You have to do the again 5 plus 4. For this number, 9 is the total. So like this is the 1. So for this one, you have to write the program. Whatever the user has entered the phone number, I want the total as single digit. That is the question. By using the while loop. Not with any others. If you know already Python others also, don't use that one here. Sir, I have completed the one of the concept at KV class, sir. Don't use that concept. Only whatever the concepts inside the class I have discussed within that only.